guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So recently there's been a lot of crazy cosmic action going on. Whether you believe in it or not, I honestly just like to use it as an excuse to why life is crazy sometimes, right? But tonight is a full moon, so I thought what better night to do a bedtime flow. So we all have trouble sleeping, we all have trouble shutting down in this crazy world that is just go, go, go all the time. So grab your jammies, throw some oil in your diffuser, find your little space where you can have a few minutes to yourself, and let's unwind and get nice and relaxed before bed. So grab your jammies, meet me on the mat, and let's get moving. All right, so we're going to begin on all fours. Set up with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. So we're about hip width apart here, finding where our spine kind of wants to be here, maybe just swaying the hips side to side, letting the head go with it. And I don't know, maybe just listening to what your body needs to bring a nice restfulness into your body before bed. And let's just find the center here and we'll pause. On the inhale, we're just gonna let the belly drop down, let the heart lift, let the head lift. So finding our cow pose from yoga. And then exhale, we draw the belly button up and into the rib cage. Start to press into the mat through the tops of your feet and the hands. And then we inhale to draw the belly down, roll the shoulders back. Just finding a little rhythm and flow with this movement in your breath. Exhaling, drawing all of the breath out of your belly. Seeing how far can you push your back up to the ceiling. And then inhale as you draw back down into it. All right, and then we'll just do one more time through this just because it feels so good. Just waking up our spine. And then we'll just drop into neutral here. So just finding where your belly is supporting your low back and your head is reaching nice and long. We're gonna start to test our balance here. Start to bring your right arm out as your left leg slides away, trying to keep equal connection with the hand and foot as you go out and as you come in. Good, so let's add our breathing here. We're gonna inhale as we reach up and out, reaching long in both directions, and then exhale as we come in. Good, inhaling as we reach and lengthen, pulling back from that standing arm shoulder, squeezing the back side of the armpit. Exhale as we draw down. Inhale as we reach. Exhale as we come down. We'll do one more time here. Right arm, left leg, reach it up and away. And then exhale to come back. Good. Left arm, right leg, one last time. Nice big inhale. And then exhale back home. Now from here, I want you to tuck your toes under and just kind of press them back into your mat. Sink your hips over your heels and just kind of feel this little stretch through your toes, the balls of your feet, right? If you don't like it, you don't have to do it. I guess it's optional, but I think it feels kind of nice, so I'm gonna do it. And then from here, I want you to just push your hands into the mat and start to let your hips lift to the ceiling. And then we're gonna walk the feet out here. So bending into the right knee, you're gonna start to look to your left side. And then start to lift both heels as high as you can go in between sides. So now we'll bend into our left knee, look to the right. Really pressing down through that right heel. And then inhale back to that highest point. And then exhale, dropping that left heel down into the floor. Maybe close your eyes here. Just finding, again, that little bit of rhythm and flow. Feeling that nice length through the backside of your hamstring. My hamstrings are always really tight, especially after a long day. Maybe yours are too, so hopefully this feels just as good for your body. We'll drop one last time both ways, lengthening out in both directions on your mat. All right, and then find that highest point again here. And then we're gonna start to bend into we're gonna start to kind of unravel the spine forward into a plank, making sure that the hands are still underneath our shoulders. And then we're gonna bend the knees and find this length through your armpits almost, and send the hips up high. So we're gonna start to make this a little faster, coming forward into a plank. Head lifts up, we bend into the knees, come back, and then send the hips upwards. So it's a nice little shoulder opener, unraveling as you come forward into the plank, bending into the knees. Oh, this just feels so good. And then one last time here, and then we bend, and let the knees come down, let the toes relax, and find a nice little child's pose. So forehead is heavy on the mat, fingers are outstretched wide, maybe finding where you best connect into your mat here. And then we'll start to inhale the right arm up to the sky. Nice big stretch as you reach. And then we're gonna slide the hand underneath your left arm. And maybe looking to the left arm, we turn the head and find this nice little thread the needle. Feeling the shoulders separating from each other along your back. Breathing into that space of separation. Letting gravity assist your hips into a deeper stretch, down towards your heels. Letting your breathing slow down from that little plank that you probably didn't expect in a bedtime series. And then we'll slide the right arm back in front. Take a nice big inhale, we'll take that left arm up next, reaching up to the sky, finding length through the fingers, and then sliding underneath your right arm. We turn the head to the right side and just find that separation in the shoulder blades again. So just kind of imagining them separating from each other, almost like two little plates sliding away. Think about melting further into your yoga mat with every exhale you take. And then we'll begin to take this left arm back in front. No rush getting there, just take your time through these transitions. And then you're gonna start to pull yourself forward and bring yourself down on your belly. So just kind of sliding forward. We're gonna find a nice little setup where the pelvis is on the mat. Maybe time for a wardrobe adjustment, right? We don't usually work out in our pajamas, and there's probably a reason for it, but gosh, they're so comfy. Take the arms out like a goalpost arm position or a cactus arm in yoga. And then your forehead is gonna start down on the mat. And I want you to push the heels of the hands forward and let the arms straighten out. And just let your chest float off the mat. So the head is staying down. We're just kind of opening up the back side of the body, finding length, just bending into the elbows to come down. So just a really baby version of our Pilates swan stretch. So we inhale to lift up. Exhale to move it back down nice and slow, melting into the mat. Maybe thinking about getting a little taller every time we come up and down through this length, through this extension of the heart. And then exhale, melting it away. And then this next one, let's come up and hold it here. So we inhale, come up, press out through the hands, Lift up through the heart. The head is lengthening forward. From here, I want you to just start to drop your chin to your chest and stay lifted with your heart. And then from here, you're just gonna come back up. So we're gonna just keep it right at a neutral position. We're not going higher. You're just looking to the floor in front, not the ceiling. And then we're gonna come up and find that neutral position again. And this time we're gonna take the head to the right side. Looking over the fingertips, still looking down to the floor. And then take it over to the left side. Just feeling the little pivot of the bones at the base of your skull. And then we'll go one last time left. And then I want you to just let your arms slide away from you and come all the way down to the mat. Just getting a little longer on the way there. And then easy transition here. You're gonna flip yourself around to your back side. And maybe readjusting where you are on your mat. And then maybe let's just take a minute here. Wardrobe adjustment. And then see where you're connecting into your mat. And then bring your heels in towards your sits bones. Feet are about hip width apart. And our arms are palms facing the ceiling. Shoulders are open here. We're gonna just start with some easy pelvic tilts. So on the inhale, you're lengthening your tailbone down into the floor, creating space in your lower back. And then on the exhale, I want you to press down into that space and let your tailbone lift up. So we're not lifting the hips, we're just letting the pelvis curl up to the ceiling. And then we're gonna inhale back down and find that length, let that space in your low back reappear. So I'm just holding my shirt so you can see that space and then press it away. Good, so we're gonna do that a couple more times. I'm gonna bring my arms back, inhaling, come down. And then exhale, pour that breath out, pull that navel up and in. We'll do this last 2 times. Just creating space in the base of your spine. Exhale, we tuck. And then one last time. We're gonna inhale and find length. On the exhale, I want you to tuck and continue the tuck. And begin to let the hips lift. Think about lengthening your kneecaps forward. And then we're coming up into a bridge. So just finding this little lift through your shoulders, still lifting the pelvis up higher. And then we're gonna roll back out of it nice and slow. So finding where the ribs connect first, the low back, the sacral spine, and then the tail is very last to untuck. And then we'll come back into that. So nice big inhale, exhale, roll it up. Inhaling, we come to the top of the head. Think little string pulling you longer in your neck. And then exhale, roll back down nice and slow, never rushing, right? You never want to rush a good thing. Think about how good you're gonna sleep and just giving our body a little extra attention. This next one, we're gonna add a little bit. So come on up, exhaling through that spinal articulation. Inhale here. This time we're gonna take our arms up and overhead, just resting them on the mat or the floor behind you. Think length in 2 directions as you roll down. Fingertips reach out past your ears. Tailbone is lengthening to your heels. Good. And then we'll just keep the arms here. We're gonna roll back up. Just creating that space between our shoulder blades, right? Letting go of tension. Most of us hold it in our shoulders, so hopefully this feels good. We'll do one last time. Exhale, tuck the tail, lift it up. Inhale completely at the top. And then exhale, feel that 2-way stretch all the way down like somebody's pulling you apart. Oh, pulling all that tension out of your shoulders. And then at the bottom here, you're gonna take your right arm down to your side. And then I want you to look over your right shoulder, let your head drop. And then we'll take our knees over to the left side. So you're just gonna find this little bit of a twist. Maybe the left arm wants to come over a little bit more. Maybe just finding what feels right. Maybe I'm gonna tuck my right foot underneath my left heel to give my left inner thigh a little bit more of a stretch. So just breathing here, doing what feels right. And then we'll start to take the knees back first. And then the head will come back looking to the ceiling. And then your right arm will come back above your head. So reaching out long past your ear. We're gonna start to take the left arm down to your left side. Turn the head to look over your left shoulder. And then the knees are gonna go to the right side. And then again, maybe we let the right heel come above the left ankle. And the right arm, maybe we take a little further overhead. Just listening to what the body needs before we rest. Take one last big breath here in this twist. And then start to let it go. We'll let the heels come back, knees come back, head comes back. And then your right arm is gonna join your left arm down by your side. All right. And then we'll take our right ankle. I want you to cross it over your left knee. And then we're gonna reach right hand in between the legs, hold on behind your left leg, and then just maybe swaying a little bit side to side. Opening up that right glute. The right ankle, maybe flexing and pointing, again, just doing what feels right. And then we'll release the left leg, let it come back to the mat. Right foot comes back, left ankle crosses over the right knee. And then the left hand reaches through and we hold on behind our right leg. And then just again swaying, maybe noticing the difference between your right and left side. And just breathing here. Trying to breathe into the places that you feel the most tension and the most resistance to the stretch. Typically the place that's resisting it is the one that probably needs it most. So we're just gonna kill it with kindness. One last big breath here, and then you're gonna let it go. We'll release the leg. Both arms come down to your sides. And then let's extend our right leg out across the room. We'll extend the left leg out across the room. And then just taking a minute to find where you are settling into the mat beneath you. Let your fingers curl, let your toes curl. Maybe the toes drop out to the sides. And then maybe just closing your eyes. We'll take the next few moments here in a restful pose. And then hopefully you'll be able to take this right into bed and sleep. Think about a wave of relaxation crashing over your toes and being absorbed up through your legs and out through the rest of your body, through the top of your head. Just that vision of that wave continuing to crash over. And as much as you resist the temptation to rest and relax and worry about, right, or not worry about anything, Save that for another time. Recognizing the thoughts as they come into your mind, which do not serve you any longer, which you don't need to do today, or ever for that matter. And just letting go, clearing your mind, and filling your heart. And before we get too sleepy here, we're gonna start to wiggle the fingers and toes, or I'm going to at least, and you can continue this right to bed, right? Maybe fall asleep on your mat, who knows? It's okay. We'll hug the right knee into your heart, give it a gentle squeeze, and then take your left knee in to meet the right and just give both a gentle squeeze. And then we'll just create some nice little circles, moving your knees around with your hands, massaging our low back. And then we'll reverse it. And then you'll start to rock yourself up to a seated position. And we'll quickly bring our practice to a close so you can take this right to bed tonight. All right, hands to the heart. Take credit for giving yourself time to move and stretch and give your body some love today. You know you deserve it, but sometimes we just don't make the time. So thank yourself for making the time, and I hope you have a great night of sleep. Please feel free to come back to this video at any time you need to, and I hope you have a great night.